8 multiples of 8 are 1 and 8, 2 and 4. I need it to be a 2. 1 and 8 give me 9 or 7, so 2 and 4 can give me 2. 1 needs to be negative. Let's see, it's a positive value, so the bigger number needs to be positive. Smaller numbers, negative. Let's check it. X times x is x squared. Negative 2 and 4 make negative 8 when I multiply. When I add them together, 4 minus 2 is a positive 2. X equals 2, x equals negative 4. X multiples of 15, 3 times 5. Hey, that'll give me a 2. 3, 5, it's a negative 2, which means the biggest number is negative. X times x is x squared. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. Add them together, negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. That means my factors are correct. X equals negative 3. X equals positive 5 for my solutions. Solve each equation by factoring. Well, guess what? They are already factored. That is so nice. So that means if I wanted to solve it, I'm going to do it the long way. It means that a minus 2 equals 0 and a minus 3 equals 0. I'm going to show my work. So in order to get a by itself, I add 2 and it equals 2. If you recognize the shortcut, use it, it's fine. Add 3, a equals 3. Alright, for this example, this factor, 5v minus 6 would have to equal 0, and v minus 2 equals 0. I add the 6 over, 5v equals 6, get v by itself by division, v equals 6 over 5, and on this section we add 2, so v equals 2. K plus 4 equals 0, k minus 5 equals 0. Solve each one. Minus 4 and k equals negative 4. Add 5 and k equals 5. A plus 3 equals 0 and a plus 5 should equal 0. Minus the 3, a equals negative 3. Minus the 5, a equals negative 5. A plus 5 equals 0. 3a plus 2 equals 0. Minus 5, a equals negative 5. Minus 2, then divide by 3, a equals negative 2 over 3. X plus 2 equals 0, x plus 7 equals 0, minus the 2, minus the 7. If you see a shortcut, once again, go ahead and use it. X minus 3 equals 0, x minus 8 equals 0. Add the 3, x equals 3. Add the 8 to cancel it out, x equals 8. X minus 8 equals 0, x plus 6 equals 0. Solve it, add the 8 to cancel it out and get x by itself. Minus the 6, x equals negative 6 when you get it by itself. Now, these ones are the fun ones. You are going to love these. All right, we are going to first get x, whatever letter that's all by itself, So we're going to add 3y and minus 1. X equals 3y minus 1. Now, because I know x is 3y minus 1, I plug it in to the top equation. This is where it gets crazy because these are big equations. So if you want to do it on scratch paper, you can. I'm actually going to do that now because I need room. Alright. Okay. So I have negative 12, and I plug in for x, 3y minus 1 squared plus 3y squared plus 43 times, wherever there's an x, I plug it in, plus 9y minus 50 equals 0. Cool. That is huge. And the fun part begins. Negative 12. 3y minus 1, because it's squared, means there's 2 of them. All right, now because there's 2 of them, I distribute it. 3 times 3 is 9y squared minus 3y minus 3y plus 1. I'm going to simplify that and make it a negative 6y by combining like terms. Plus 3y squared plus 43 times 3y minus 1 plus 9y minus 50 equals 0. Distribute it in. Negative 12 times 9 is 108y squared plus 12 times 6 is 72y minus 12, and then plus 3y squared plus, distribute it in, 43 times 3 times 3 is 9, 129y minus 43 plus 9y minus 50 equals 0. Wow. All right. Now we combine like terms, the fun part. Y squared, 108 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, let's see. My bad. Okay. Negative 12 times 9 is negative 108. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, negative 108. There we go. Negative 108 plus 3y makes negative 105y squared. Then I combine my y's. 72 plus 129 plus 9 is 210y. And negative 12, negative 43, negative 50 is negative 105. Now you will notice all of them have a number in common. They all have a 105, so I'm going to take that out. That means all that's left is the y squared. All that's left, if I divide that by, that becomes a negative 2y and a positive 1. I can factor that, y and y, 1 and 1. To get a negative 2, they're both negatives, which means y equals 1. That is why you need scratch paper, because it is insane. If y equals 1, that means x is equal to, I plug a 1 in, 3 minus 1 is 2. Holy crap, that was long. All right, here's what we're going to do. we're going to do one more, and then on the review packet, I will let you do half of them. So on your review, cross off on the assignment and the notes, you may cross off 26, 8, 30, and 32. Do not, unless you want to. I mean, if you really want to, you can. Alright, let's try 27. I solve for y because it's the value that's by itself, so minus 3x and a positive 2 when I move it over. So every y I see in this top equation, I'm going to replace. 6x squared plus, I see a y, which means I plug in negative 3x plus 2 squared plus 75x plus the y, which is negative 3x plus 2 plus 54 equals 0. Cool, now I just simplify. 6x squared plus negative 3x plus 2. Because it's squared, I have to write it twice. Plus 75x plus negative 3x plus 2 plus 54 equals 0. 6x squared. I distribute. Negative 3 and negative 3 make a positive 9x squared. Negative 3 and positive 2 make a negative 6x minus 6x plus 4 plus 75x minus 3x plus 2 plus 54 equals 0. 6, 15, 6, 12, negative 12 and 75 is 63. 63 minus 3 is 60 plus 60x, and then positive 4, positive 2 is 6. 60 plus 60 equals 0. Alright, then we check. Let's see. 15 can go into all of these, so I'm going to take a 15 out, which is x squared plus, that much means we get everything divided by 15 is 4x plus 4 equals 0. Factor it. Alright. And that means we have x. 4 breaks into 2 times 2, and because it's a plus 4, they're both positives. X squared, positive 4, positive 4. X equals negative 2, x equals negative 2. That means I only have to plug one in. So y equals 6 plus 2 is 8. Alright, 29. I can solve for x or y. I'm just going to move the y over so I don't have to deal with the negative sign. X equals y minus 2.